throughout the life cycle, which means they can have faster release cycle and establish the feedback loop faster, and they can win their market faster. So we are making sure the QA bottleneck is removed.
Gotcha. And a lot of people compare San Francisco and New York. So what's been your experience? Are there a lot of your type of customers? Is there a big tech scene here?
Uh, from a tech side, SF is more acumen towards, that's what I feel. But from a lively socializing perspective, New York is much far better.
Oh, more socializing?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
Is
far,
that what brought you here?
Yeah, of course, yes.
You wanted to socialize a bit more?
Yeah, that's right. I want to meet more and more founders. As you know, when you go to SF, right? After 8, the life there is moody, I would say.
8 p.m.?
Yeah, 8 p.m. But here, it's lively 24 into 7.
It's extra weird because SF has the highest bars per capita. Did you know that? I was looking up, and it's true.
Oh, okay.
There's more bars per square inch than anywhere else in the world.
I didn't know that. Maybe it's just my personal opinion.
No, I agree with you. Every time I've been there too, it's also dead after like 8 or so. But it's very strange. So maybe there's just more smaller bars or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get into the story. So how did you start this company? Were you in SF when you started it? Like, what were you doing?
So it's interesting because first let me tell my journey towards it. So I graduated from IIT Kanpur. So after that, I joined a low-code startup. It's into test automation as such.
A low-code startup?
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
So there I was in the founding product manager role, where I have seen the journey from 0 to 3 million. After that, it got acquired by Sauce Lab. Sauce Lab is an SF company. It is into testing infra. They want to try their hands on authoring as well.
So you
That's
joined
all.
the startup when it was like 0 revenue? It was basically a...
It was just getting started, right?
Gotcha.
Maybe 200 to 300K. So that's when I joined that particular startup. So if you see, my entire background goes to test automation. So after that, what happened, since I was constantly in touch with customers, I got more closer to the problem statement as such. So I know in that era, pre-LLM, it was very difficult to solve the coverage part, right? With a traditional open source tool like Selenium, Playwright, that's when the low code came into play, where they were just trying to solve, to an extent, the self-healing and creation part. After the LLM came into picture, we saw a clear opportunity. We, in sense, me, my friends and colleagues, who has been in this field for more than a decade, but from different sectors or different skill set, I would call. So we have 4 co-founders. Some people call it more, some people call it less, right? However, we have 4 pillars I would describe. I am from the product side, Vivek Nair from the GTM side, Naresh from the tech side, Sripath from the customer implementation.
Oh, so it was 4 co-founders?
Yes, so we have 4 co-founders and 4 different skill set incorporated with decade of experience in test automation.
How did you guys... Yeah, that's more than normal, right? Like most people have 2 co-founders.
Yeah.
I've seen 3. I've seen 5 before, but usually a few drop off. So
Right.
what kind of... Did you guys have a history together? Or you said you were working together? Or?
Yeah, our history goes back from college. So me, Naresh, and Sripath has been undergraduate classmate. So Naresh and I went to masters together. Then we met Vivek in Sauce Labs. Right?
Masters in computer science? Or
No, it was aerospace.
Oh, okay.
So I did my masters in propulsion.
Were you trying to join the like space program originally? What was your interest?
No, it was all about discovering, right? I just went into the flow, to be honest. That time I didn't know what to do in life, but just figuring out.
Yeah.
So it was a step-by-step process. When I did undergraduate, yeah, I am good to study anything. So I went and took aerospace. After that, okay, let me explore more. I went into propulsion. After that, I understood, okay, this is not my cup of tea. So decided to venture into other things, and entrepreneurship was one.
Do you think it helped you having a... Because you're kind of the odd one out. You're like, I have a propulsion background. Most people probably don't have a master's, or if they do, it's like computer science or engineering.
Right.
Do you think that helped you raise money or get more interest? Or hurt you?
Yeah, but for raising money, I think these things doesn't play a part. What it played a part was our experience in the test automation side. So, because when anyone sees, or let it be anyone, any VC is evaluating us, they constantly tell us, okay, you're the right team, because decade of experience from different departments, right? Not just one. So from product, customer engineering, customer implementation engineering, and GTM side, which interested them. But as you know, initially it is our like first, it's our first startup, right? So first time entrepreneur just don't know how to raise the money, right?
Botgage was your first company?
Yeah, this is not my first
Well, it
company.
sounds like you're doing well for your first.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've started a bunch and most have gone nowhere.
Right, right. Maybe we are so close to the problem statement, we don't know what else to do.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That's also another thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm curious to know what scaling looks like. So when you were starting at zero, what did you identify as the bottlenecks, and then how did those bottlenecks change over time?
Initially, when we started, right, we had the vision of how can we increase the test coverage in a shorter period of time, and definitely maintain the test cases throughout their life cycle, because maintenance was a big pain point in this industry. We decided to give the tool to the customer, agentic tool, right? However, what we understand, there is a lot of friction there. First of all, even I came, or I mean, I was having a conversation with the users, especially manual and automation testers. They were asking, "Am I going to lose the job?" Right? They're asking me, right? So even if I give the best of the best tool to them, there is a lot of friction for them to utilize and make it a winning proportion in the company. Because as humans, we are biased, right? End of the day, everyone is selfish when it comes to their jobs.
Yeah, it's good, but it's too good.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So after that, we understand just giving the tool, and we always customize it for them, right? But they're showing a lot of friction, not utilizing the right way. So what we understood, okay, that's not gonna bring in our vision into place. So we decided to go full fledged, where we build a system of autonomous QA as a solution, where the entire QA is offloaded to us. So we deploy our agents, human in the loop, that is FDE, forward deployed engineers, customize it according to the domain, and we make sure everything is monitored well, the agents are monitored well, and it perform the outcome as such. Just for an example, a Series A type of companies, they were trying to build their test automation suite for more than 6 months, where we are able to do it in 2 weeks of time. So that's the kind of efficiency we bring on board for any SaaS companies. Definitely, that 6 months would have, because of the resource thing, all those things would have happened, right? They would be using open source, they were not able to maintain the test cases, but everything is resolved at one go when we are able to do it end to end. And for you, if you're running a SaaS company, what do you care the most about your business? Do you think of building a QA system as such, right? So we are here to help you out, to focus more on your business so that your developer can focus on building the feature, getting the feedback instead of just testing.
So you replaced the entire QA team. How did you convince them to do this when you mentioned that they were afraid of losing their jobs?
See, there are different sets or segment of customer we cater to. One of the customer, they have only development team. They are trying to do shift left approach. However, development team, once they can maximum focus on unit and component testing, but not the end-to-end part of it. Because if you try to test your own code, mostly you'll touch upon the positive scenarios, maybe few negative, but you'll never go into the edge cases. So there should be a third eye always, right? It's a critic. QA is nothing but a critic of a development, right? So that is very important. So when we go into that team, we say that we are supporting a shift left approach, because we are actually doing that, where developer can develop faster. Our agent being a third eye to them, make sure there is no bugs in production.
I'm curious how you got your first few customers. Like, did you have to trial with them? Could you charge immediately? Was it like a friend of a friend?
It was interesting. Like, we were building things. Like, so Vivek is from the GTM side, right? He's one of co-founder. So he was like, I want to start selling. Like, we had nothing except Figma screen. So I said, we have only Figma. He said, give me the Figma. So he started reaching out in LinkedIn, started showing the Figma screen, saying that this is our product, this is what is happening, everything. Then few of them got interested. They're like, okay, we want to try it out. Then
So it was like posting on LinkedIn, just screenshots, but making it look like
no, we did not post in a screenshot. He reached out to people that, okay, we are building this agentic approach tool. Do you want to see what we are doing?
I see. Okay, so he was directly messaging people.
Yeah,
with
directly
this-
messaging people, uh, outbound, right? Basically, LinkedIn cold outreach.
Yeah, yeah.
So through that, we got few customers who came for the demo. Like they saw what's our vision, how we are doing. Then they said, okay, we would like to try out. The product is not ready. So without login screen and everything, we developed in a month's time. So that is called MVP, right? That's
Right,
the
right.
actual
Back then
MVP.
it took that long.
Yeah, yeah. So that's called actual MVP. So we deployed the MVP to customers and they used the core product about test authoring. They got interested, and I still remember the first amount which came in was $8,000, right? Which pretty much validated what we are doing.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
solid.
yeah.
These customers were based in SF or India.
No, they were not in SF. It was from the healthcare sector.
Wow.
Uh,
And did he have a connection with them before? It was just
No,
people. He
no.
just was like, I think they could use this.
yeah, yeah.
And who were they? Were they the heads of the dev teams? Were they like the leads? Like
It
who
was the
were you-
QA manager.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
because
you
first I
offered-
mentioned, right, we are giving the tool. So if you ask the first sale, it was a tool sale, right?
Yeah.
Then came the evolution of Botgage from a tool to an end-to-end QA solution, autonomous QA solution. That time I would say the ticket size was 15K.
Got it. So step one was make their job easier.
Right, right.
or
right.
replace the whole team. Basically, you say, "Hey, you're the manager."
But that was like step two,
Your-
or
all your employees can be done with this.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
No,
With this
it
tool.
doesn't go that way, right? See, right now we are not giving tool, right? So back in 2025, starting, we were giving the tool. Then we saw a lot of friction. Then by June, July, right, we decided to go full end-to-end solution, not just giving the tool to the customer, because we understood that they care about the outcome
Right.
rather than just a tool or any methodology, with all the ownership and flexibility in place, of course. So once we did that, it's indirectly saying that we are much efficient and outcome oriented, whether current people in QA can be utilized for a strategic methodologies, right? Not for doing day-to-day activities.
So what did the difference look like? So when you were giving the tool, it replaced all the work. But now, what is the difference?
See, when we gave the tool, it made them efficient, right? For example, you have a 5-member QA team, everyone using our tool, it made them efficient. However, they were not intensive or they were not encouraged enough to see the full potential, right? However, they were not able to reach the coverage, even though it can be customized and reached. So we understood that with a lot of friction, it's not going to work. Customer is not getting any output. So after that, we transitioned to this methodology of end-to-end solution, where we don't involve any resource from their end, but we provide the outcome. So from a customer end, no resource involved, right? There is no licenses attached to it, no software licenses. All they see is they pay for the outcome. Outcome here is coverage. That is
Oh, so you're only paying for test coverage now.
that's
So essentially, okay. So I see two interesting things here. Number one, you shifted from a business model that went from do it yourself to done for you.
Right.
Right, which means that you can charge a higher ticket price.
Right.
And the other thing is, you're essentially doing service as a software, right? It's not software as a service anymore. I'm seeing this transition a lot. Where
Right,
A
right.
lot of companies are turning into service-based businesses, but they're using AI to deliver those outcomes much more quickly. That's
That's
interesting.
true. That's true.
Did you how did you know at the start to target a QA manager title? Did you try other titles first, like just the CTO, CEO?
See, we have been in this field for more than a decade, right? Worked for multiple companies, test
Yeah, yeah.
automation companies. So we understand if you're trying to give a tool, QA managers, right, is the best option.
Got it.
But
yeah.
if you're trying to deliver an outcome, it is best to go for an engineering leaders who is looking for outcome rather than anything, right? So now the persona changed to engineering leaders who wants to make their development process much faster,
yeah.
right? And now everything is about getting the feedback from the customer. If you want feedback of your product, you want to deploy it. If you want to deploy it, you have to remove the QA bottleneck.
Yeah. No, I this is the issue I see with a lot of startups, including my own, is not knowing who to target. And so I find that interesting. You knew immediately who to do.
Yeah.
And do you have any idea how many you reached out to before you got someone interested to even do a trial?
We did at least reach out to 100 people, I guess, right? And out of 100 people, I think 20 responded.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's well done. Yeah, that's excellent. Actually, you're seeing, like, the good ones. Like, if you just spam approach, you're getting maybe like 0.5 to 0.6%, response rate. If you're good, you're probably getting 5% response rate.
Right,
20% is incredible.
Yeah, because one thing we have to understand, if you just go for selling the tool, nobody's going to come in. Because nobody wants to hear the marketing pitch.
Right.
So what Vivek did differently is like he approached them for the feedback for our new approach. Right?
Interesting. It's like the old ask for advice, you'll get money. Ask for money, you'll get advice. So
Right.
essentially, ask for advice to get them to say, "Hey, we might be interested in using
Yeah,
this thing."
yeah.
Wow,
Because
well done.
that was a genuine approach. We were not using any salesy there because we want initially, right? We want the feedback to be done. So for the feedback, we have to approach them. So to approach them, anyway, we have a new methodology in place. Why not? So in that process, definitely 20 people came onboarded. They definitely gave a lot of feedback. Out of them, 2 got interested to try it out. So that's how the entire process starts.
When you started the company, did you a lot of investors, VCs are like, "What's the market size? What's the TAM?" Do you ever do that, or you were just like, "This is what I want to do. It seems like I can charge for it."
It's interesting if somebody asks for the TAM, right? Everything is just there in Google, right?
Yeah.
But end of the day, I feel like VCs or anyone who wants to invest, right? They just want to know the size of the business. That's it,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Is it bigger or smaller? So we definitely, when we tell about software testing, they know that already they know that they're bigger. Nobody has asked me the numbers for it.
Yeah.
But even though the numbers is in my mind like 30 billion market, but yeah, no specific numbers
yeah.
because they already know.
I
But
mean, now you can prove it, or that it's more established. But I mean, when you started the company and you're recruiting your friends, like, what was that going through your mind, or you're just like,
yeah.
oh, really?
We
Okay.
learned in a hard way because we have never raised money in our life, right? So it's the first PPT I still remember, or the presentation.
First PowerPoint.
Yeah, PowerPoint, right? It felt like a travel company when we presented because the slides had planes, everything.
Oh,
in
because
the
it was a
back.
template or something, or
It was a template we
Okay.
used, right? Later we understood, okay, it's all about the vision we have to say. It's not about what we do right now. So we learned through that in a very hard process, talking to multiple VCs, understanding what they are thinking, because they are running a company, right? It's a business for them.
yeah.
And does this business suits them or suits them? That's a different question altogether. So we understand, okay, it's a VC investable business for sure. It has a huge market, huge potential. We are following or we are taking a different methodology, which ideally, as we move forward, is going to disrupt the software testing service market as such.
Did you raise seed money, or you just waited till? Because now you've raised over 20 million, right?
No, we raised 2 million.
2 million. Sorry. I saw it too, and I just.
Yeah.
But like, did you raise seed money, or it was only after you raised the? Or I guess did you raise? I guess it's pre-seed money.
Yeah. It's just seed money we raised. See, we had revenue
Got it.
when we raised, but it came through hard way. Like it was not easy for us.
And you didn't do any accelerator or any of those.
We
incubators?
did not do any equity-based accelerator. However, IIT community in US was very supportive, where they taught us how to navigate through the processes. We were even part of Foundation Capital Accelerator. They did not take any equity. It was just a well-wishers for the founders who wants to develop new things, right?
Is
So
it like Office Space or something?
office space, we can ask any kind of questions. I'm still a part of the group.
Foundational Capital.
Foundation Capital, yes.
And it's in SF.
Yes, it's
Oh,
in SF. Yeah.
It's good to know. It's interesting.
Why did you feel like you had to raise if you already had customers?
See, having customers is one thing, and getting to figure out the scalable GTM is another thing. See, definitely throughout the journey, we will start getting customer left and right, because everyone requires this product. But how can we build a scalable GTM? And how can we bring the maturity? See, right now it's 1:6. One FD is able to manage 6 domain expert FD is managing, I think, 6 customers, right? Now, to increase the ratio from 1:6 to 1:10, we need to get our engineering maturity in place. That is product maturity. Because product is a base and a service layer on top of it, right? So we need money for that. Second, to build a GTM and figure out the scalable GTM also we need money.
What did that look like?
That's what I'm currently doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is looking like the inbound is having more traction right now, especially the LLM search and yeah, SEO part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are working. And second thing is like in person, right? In person events, meetings are slowly getting traction, but we have not figured out yet. Paid marketing we are trying out. So if you just ask me, we started a 3 months GTM experiments in all friends. So by June end we'll decide what is the top 2 channels we have to go for.
Okay.
A lot of people say with like B2B with this higher ticket sales that all of it's done in person. Have you found that be true, or you close people without even being in person?
I think we close people without in person.
Nice.
Right? We hardly been in person. Right now we are just on the go, like we are just trying to meet people, meeting our customer, but without in person you can really close. Recently we closed a 60K ticket size without being
When it's
in
that
person.
high, is it credit card or ACH, or how do you even you send them an invoice? I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, it's just we go for recurring payments, right? If they want to pay it one such ACH, otherwise Stripe recurring payment is what we opt for.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you decide on pricing?
Yeah, that's a very complicated topic. So we are still trying it out,
Okay.
but we understand the base point as such. Base point is calculated through 2 methodologies. One, trying to understand our cost from infra, from the agent monitoring, FDs, everything we incurred, and we understand the base point for it, including the executions, right? Because we are charging for the test cases, but test cases get executed daily. Infra cost is there, AI cost is there. So everything we have optimized and calculate to a max and say that okay, this is the base point. So from the base point, we added 40 to 50% margin or 60%, right?
I think you could go higher.
Sorry.
I think you could go higher because the value is that you're replacing the whole, like several employees for the value of the work that you're.
That's
conducting,
right. That's right. So this is the internal calculation, right? So consider from there we came to a base point of X, right? Now the second calculation what we did when we go into a company, right? We are ideally giving them the efficiency. That is, we are trying to make sure there is no engineering lost time, right? And second, there is a feedback loop established. It's not about replacing people, because replacing is one small base point. Second is trying to make their engineers efficient. That is a bigger plan. If you are paying an 100K to an engineer and he is able to build only 20 features in that year, basically you are bringing a bottleneck to him because of the QA, not because of him, right? Because the QA is not giving the right feedback, all those things. Second, with us, they are able to build more features, 50 to 60 features. So increasing the efficiency. So we are calculating engineering loss time, customer feedback loop establishment, right? So if you establish faster, they get advantage. So that one. Third is the human replacement. So with all three, they get an efficient or efficiency in place, right? So that efficiency we calculated with the cost. So if a company try to do this in a year, how much they are gonna spend? So with our calculation, what we understand, they are gonna spend 40% less with us, right? Even if they don't remove humans. So that's very interesting for us.
And the sales pitch becomes a lot more palatable when you say it that way. Instead of saying we're going to replace your employees, you say we make them faster.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that makes
yeah,
it much
yeah,
easier to pitch to them.
Yeah, that's true. So the ROI calculation is very straightforward now. Any company coming will say, you're spending $100, right, for the entire process. With us, you need to spend only $60. And what you get, 10x faster, right? And from there, you can establish a feedback loop faster because of the 10x QA process. So it's like an outcome-oriented process totally.
Yeah, the value delivered is based on the reduction of risk, increase in efficiency, and reduction in cost, which is a perfect formula.
Which is a perfect formula. Usually,
Right.
what I've seen, they say, okay, you have to pay in more money for more efficiency, right? What do you pay less for more efficiency?
It's perfect,
That's
yeah.
the LLM era. Yeah.
Yeah.
How easy was it to raise money? Did you have to go to like sometimes there's stories of people hitting up like 1,000 VCs?
Yeah, what that process look like in general?
Right. See, I have got advice from a lot of founders. Like you have to create a FOMO within the investment community, raise, just
FOMO.
yeah.
How do you create FOMO?
No, I'm just this is advice which I got, but I did not do that.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So that
People are saying this, but
yeah.
how do you do it? Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you know, right, they're saying okay, have a 3 weeks really like 3 weeks raise cycle where you create a FOMO, then you raise the money, right? But I'm not a big fan of that. So for me, this investment is like a marriage, right? Where I want to know the investor, I would like to know what the person is thinking and whether he has understood us, our vision, everything. So if I at least I would have reached out to 170 investors.
117.
Yeah, 170 investors. Out of that, 2 started following us. 1 was deeply involved with us, right? He was involved for 4 months, like asking different, like we used to meet regularly. It's like about the product, engineering efficiency, the feature getting release cycle.
This is
So
like a VC partner or like an angel or
it's a VC partner,
Wow.
right? So it went in a very like systematic manner of understanding the product first, then about engineering team, the release cycle, the GTM. After everything, when the person knows, like I can name the person, Surface VC
Yeah.
is Gyan Kapoor. So after he understood us, so then I also understood him, what his thought process is. After that, the investment happened.
Cool.
So I would say that I'm not a big fan of just creating the FOMO in 3 weeks and doing that. I'm a big fan of having a proper relationships in place and moving forward.
That's
Because
interesting because the startups I know, a lot of them feel that VCs are just stringing them along. So if someone's like cheering you on or whatever, they kind of don't believe them and they're like, well, I'm not going to waste time. But you actually, they actually end up investing. You actually did develop a relationship.
But we will definitely know who is genuine and who is not genuine, or who is there for getting information, right?
Right.
All those things. But I do plug in information. If somebody comes, I know whether that person is coming for information or they have a real intent. If it is information, I give them the right information so that they understand about the market. Because I have like this service as a software term started coming in after Sukoya released the article, right? That's how everyone got aware. We were aware even before that. So when a VC come, we educate them on service as a software. A lot of people, I was surprised that a lot of people didn't know that. So we educated them. So it's okay. I know that I'm giving out information.
Yeah.
So that education process happened.
But on the first meeting, you're not giving info that might be bad to give to a competitor in case they are doing that.
Yeah. So I don't think so any VCs does that. I have seen everyone keep the genuinity about talking. If they have invested in competition, they are very upfront on it.
Oh, that's
Right?
nice. That's good.
I have encountered those kind of VC, fortunately.
Yeah, that's not my experience.
Okay.
But maybe that's New York VC.
Yeah. So I didn't have any bad experience, but normal experience, like nobody comes back, they don't respond. That is normal, right? They have 100 things to do in their life. They not feel or they not find us interesting. That's fine, right? Always I say it's like VC and a founder relationship. It's like a marriage. You don't marry someone whom you date. Just go for one date, right? You just have a long-term relationship and then you marry a person.
Yeah. And
that's how this formula
is there is there any value in talking to the VC analyst or whoever?
Of course.
Oh, really?
So when a lot of people doesn't talk to VC analysts as such, they think it's a waste of time. But you should understand they are accumulated or they have accumulated information throughout their journey talking to multiple founders. So when I go into an analyst, it's like an interaction, right? If I give out information, you need to tell me some information, right? So we have an interactive session because I know that they have talked to multiple founders. I'll say, okay, what the GTM looks like now, right? What's the benchmark for Series A? Or so I will also be like an analyst, right?
Yeah, you're analyzing them back.
Yeah. So that gives me a good perspective. But I don't do active reach out to them. Who are reached out, definitely I respond and have a good conversation with them.
So the reciprocal relationship is that you are giving them information about your market and the idea, and they are giving you information back on what the rounds are looking like, what sort of information are you looking
Yeah,
from them?
what VCs are thinking, right?
What are they thinking?
Yeah.
What they're
it's
looking
like,
at investing in?
yeah, and what the AI or what chaotic is AI in their mind,
Mm.
and how they're evaluating the teams right now, right? Or is there any different process they're following to evaluate a startup? Every day, thousands of startups are coming up.
Mm.
How do they differentiate? Before, if they want to evaluate 100, now thousands. So how do they differentiate? But right now, after talking to multiple analysts and multiple partners, I understand everyone understood they have to go back to the basic subject matter like subject matter expert with the right team. That's what they're trying to bet on. It's the same concept before also.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking for. That's good. I think you're checking for evals. I think, which is funny. You can. I think that's one of the best types of questions to ask, because I hate when I go to some of these meetups or something where they're like, "What's one piece of advice that you would tell someone?" No, like ask for evaluation criteria, because that's one of the more hidden things
Right,
that is
right.
never going to be
Right.
exposed whenever you're talking to anybody, like the decision making criteria, whatever that might be.
Right.
I'm more interested in. So one other interesting point you made was how good opportunities can seem fake if you're exposed to so many repetitions of bad or like fake opportunities, right? Somebody would be, oh yeah, and then in that one moment where somebody might actually give you an opportunity, if you don't take it, it could be, if you don't take them seriously, it could have been your loss.
Right. So that happens in all the things. Like it's about, I call it data, right? Everyone, like a lot of people tell that it's an intuition. So intuition is nothing but your experience plus the data you have accumulated throughout your life, right? That's called intuition according to me. So when you talk to a person, you understand the intuition, right? What's happening or what he is looking forward for. So accordingly, just take it in the right spirit. If you understand that person is not here to invest, it's okay. But everyone has a certain information or certain lessons to teach us.
Right. So even
Right.
though the analysts can't make a decision generally, they could provide you other info like the market and how they
that's
see
fine.
it.
That's fine for me.
Yeah.
Are you targeting a certain level? Like, are you just going for like the lower level analysts, or do you want somebody who has the decision making power to invest?
No, when I go for, like, if I'm trying to raise the round, right? See, I do talk to analysts, but when I talk to analysts, I know that nothing is going to happen, right? But I take seriously in an investment level only with partners. Because as I said, right, it's not a one-way conversation or just one-time conversation. So when I talk to partners, if I'm able to build that relation, I move forward with them. Definitely they also move forward with me. That's how it is. So it's not like I talk to analysts, then they talk to their partner, they introduce me. Sometimes that happens, but that's very rare.
So you focus on partners?
Yeah, partner relations.
When you make the pitch, I know now it's very obvious. Like your story is definitely gonna be the models are getting better, your product's better. But like back then, when you raised the 2 million or even before, was your story about this AI model stuff or something else?
Yeah, it was very different, right? I think everyone is like everyone when they start, they make the same mistake. Yesterday in the event, right? Even Ankur was saying the same thing. It's like we were talking about the features. It authors, it executes, it self-heals.
Outcomes.
Yeah, VCs doesn't care about it. VCs cares about the vision and what outcome you provide to the market. That's it, right? Definitely. Then they come. Like first pitch is always about the vision and the outcome and how different we are from the other players and what's the expertise we have. That's the evaluation criteria.
So it wasn't even about like market shifts about AI and stuff. It was more like you and your team see this is the end goal of if your product was successful, this is how companies will operate.
Right. See, AI is a methodology or a tool, right? Problem is a real one. So everyone needs to focus on the problem statement and what's the best methodology to solve it. Can you solve it with AI? So that's what you have to think. But everyone start with AI. Everyone should start with problem ideally. Problem is what needs to be solved, and AI is the method to solve it. That's what everyone should start focusing on. But what I've seen that happens to all engineers, everyone start building first. When I ask for what problem you're solving, they're all around the place. If they try to explain you the problem statement in 10 minutes, that means they don't know what the problem is. Somebody will explain the problem statement, in 30 seconds or 1 minute max if they have the clarity. So as the clarity increases, the or as the understanding increases, the words and the thought process which you put across will be very crisp. That's what
Right,
I
right.
feel. Yeah.
And do you think they're focusing first on how do I make something with AI because they're just focused on raising as fast as they can? Because if they're short term optimizing, they're like, okay, I need to make something with AI because that's what people are investing in.
Yeah, I have seen that trend coming in. Long back also that trend existed. Recently I met a founder. I just saw, like I talk to everyone, right? Because I like talking to people, understanding their insight. So the founder was saying, I'm building X thing in real estate. I was like, okay. So what made you to building? Are you an expert in that? All those things. I was like, he was like, yeah, I am building that because one VC mentioned that he's interested in. I said, I was like, he's not going to invest in you,
Yeah.
right? If somebody say that statement, he's not going to invest in you. VC follow market, founders follow market. The common point is market, right? So if you do something for the market, VC automatically identifies you. But if you do something for VC, right, then I don't know, like how they'll be able to adapt to that.
Yeah, I wonder why more people don't focus on what they're uniquely good at. They're just like, I'm just going to follow the money. When I identify things that I want to work on or like activities I want to work on, I try to look for things that I could do for several years, right?
Right,
If not
right.
a lifetime. I
Right.
think it's funny. I think I got this first. I got this idea from Aristotle, and he said, "How do you identify like a life that's well lived? Like when you're 80, 90 on your deathbed. Brian Johnson, 120 on your deathbed. How do you identify? Okay, like I had a good life, right? And it's if the majority of your actions were done for their own sake. A lot of people do things because they're doing it for something else. So, for example, you go to high school so that you can, get into a good university, so that you can get a good job, so that you can get money, so that finally you can do that thing you've always wanted to do. Obviously, when you have bills to pay, there's certain actions that you can't do for their own sake. But most of your life, maybe 90%, should be done because you wanted to do that thing, right? Maybe 10%, taking out the trash, mowing the lawn, whatever. Those are things you have to do, right? 90% of your life, though, should be things you're doing because you enjoy the act itself, right? You don't listen to a song to get to the end of the song. You listen to it because you want to do the thing. You don't watch a movie to get to the end of the movie. You want to watch the movie itself,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And it's like the
That's
same
true.
thing. Like, what are those things that you're focusing on that you want to do for its own sake?
And presumably you want your co-founders to feel that way too. Like, how did you recruit them? How did you guys agree? Like, was there anyone you worked with where you're like, this is not working out? Was there any other at the very start?
See, at the start, when we decided to come together, right? See, we know that we are gonna build, or we are gonna solve the problem for test automation. That was very clear. How was the journey we are going through, right? So when we all four came together, we were aware that it's gonna be a long-term thing. So it's not that suddenly we decided, okay, let's go into it. It's like a bubble, right? Okay, let's do it. No, it's not working. Let's come back.
Right,
Not
pivot, whatever.
That's
Yeah.
not the case. So we decided the date. That is March 2024, right? Everyone resigns and start.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it is not the partial thing because we were clear that if we just do the partial thing, because I understand that people work, let's say that we take off, we build this, and then we'll come into it. If something happens, then we'll go for full time. No. We were like, we have the right expertise. Everyone should come together full time, or we are not starting this.
And when everyone resigned, did you have any was that post one customer paying or no? You had nothing.
No, we had zero customer, we have zero product.
So all in.
All in.
How did you have so much conviction? Like,
See,
that's incredible.
right now, if you think back, we will never do that.
It's kind of crazy.
In hindsight, yeah. I mean, I've made a lot of decisions like that too, where I think, oh yeah, it seems so good that I did this thing, but no, it was a terrible decision, but it just ended up working out.
Right. So the decision was conscious and planned, but the journey, we were aware of it, but we never went through it, right? While going through it, definitely, yes, there was a lot of ups and downs.
Did you have any savings?
We did have savings.
Okay, that's good.
So in the first year, we exhausted all the savings.
You had 1 year of savings.
We had 1 year. We planned accordingly. Basically 6 months.
Okay.
Then after 6 months, it's all about sustenance, right? If you're having a I would say just 100% life with all amenities. We just reduce like I moved from 2 BHK to a studio, right? So that happens. So everyone was prepared for it. As the time passed by, we know how to reduce our life cycle, or not life
Yeah, yeah.
cycle, sorry, a lifestyle, right?
Yeah, your
So
expenses were
yeah,
low.
expenses. It's all about expense control when you're a founder. That we learned.
And so there wasn't, you knew you had 6 months of savings, but you basically had no time box on the company. You're like, we will just figure it out. There's not like 2 years, it's still not working. You're just like,
No.
we'll figure it out.
See, definitely that benchmark was there. 1 year was the benchmark. If we don't, or if we don't see any progress, we definitely just go back to our own lives.
Not pivot or anything. You're just like, this isn't working.
No,
So.
because this team is built for test automation, that particular problem solution, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not able to do that, we can figure out other things in life. Maybe we are not the right team for the other problems.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was the problem statement brought us together. It's just not that we came together and decided the problem statement.
So you had 1 year time box. When did you start seeing progress?
Every step we started seeing progress.
So even month 1.
Yeah, the June, July when we got the $8,000, right? That was the first milestone for us. So we always see, are we progressing? Okay, progress may be less, but are we progressing from step 1 to step 2 to step 3? That's all we started caring about.
Yeah, yeah.
So from first customer to 10 customer, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, then the investment. So we decided that progress, we had some milestone in place, right? We may achieve, we may not achieve, but we are going through towards that milestone. That's all we cared.
I think early in my career, I would focus on things. I would be like, oh, we'll do 6 months, a year. And we ended up always, it was like the things that worked out immediately worked out usually. Like
Right.
like obviously it wasn't like hockey stick, but you had some progress.
Right,
Whereas the
right.
ones that like had no sales for 6 months, it was generally a waste of time.
Yeah,
should have done something else earlier.
yeah, because I was surprised. One of the founder working for an year, and he has never talked to the customer. That was very surprising. He did not try to sell. I was like, MVP has to be built in 1 month max. 2 weeks is the optimal thing. MVP is nothing but it can be anything, right? Just a core product with the minimal UI in place. After that, it's all about talking to customers and iterating on top of it. However, before that, you should identify the problem statement. This building is a solution, right? So that focus should be there. Just don't build and try to iterate. Have a problem statement, hypothesis in place, just not the very niche hypothesis, but overall idea about, then go for the iteration. But anything more than 1 month, don't do it. If you cannot talk to a customer after 1 month or before that, don't even try building any company. That's what I would say.
I'm surprised at how many people do this. I go to a lot of these founder meetups, and everyone's like, "How do you get your first, client, whatever?" And you ask them, "What have you tried?" And they're like, "Oh, nothing." Right? Even the founder of BarkBox, I think he exited for $1 billion something, right? He said his first customer, he just went to a dog park and he said, "Would you buy this?" And that's it.
Right.
And then he just collected a bunch of emails on a piece of paper, and then he just sent them out an email once it was ready. But most people, I don't know why they don't want to take that, first step.
Right. Because talking to people is hard, selling is much harder, right? Maybe because of that, it restricts the thought process. Or if you're a builder, you keep on going to the building mindset. Or if you're a seller, you go on the seller mindset, but there should be a balance between both.
Yeah.
Without having the product, if you try to sell, it's not going to work.
Yeah, it's interesting how the bottlenecks are no longer information because you can use the internet to get all the information. It's now a matter of the person, right?
A lot of people seem to like. I see a lot of people who are I guess, as you say, builder mindset. Like they're not really in the community they're building for. Like this guy's at a dog park. A lot of these people aren't near a dog park. They just heard that dog parks are a good market. And
Right.
Like the real estate example you gave, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I was mentioning if you can invest yourself with, for several decades, that might be the problem worth doing because then you're still going to be invested in the community itself and the problem itself. It's like Zuckerberg when he was asked to exit his company, he's like, well, what am I going to do after that, right? Because you're just so invested in the thing that he was doing.
Yeah.
Right.
So I always, whenever I look for somebody who, at least for me, if I think they're going to make it or not, it all depends on this. Like, is it a problem that they would be willing to work on for decades, right?
That's true.
How did you find the community in SF? I've heard a bit about SF group chats or Foundation Capital. Yeah, did that help you? Did they introduce you to investors? Did they give you advice? Did you give
Definitely, yes. They have introduced me to multiple investors, right? They have channelized the thought process, but it's all about your effort, right? Nobody's gonna spoon feed you. Like you have to go and approach them if you want. And but they have built a systematic process. Like I personally thank Jason, right? Right now, I think he has left Foundation Capital, but he had a systematic process in place. If you want an intro to an investor, he has a list. We can see the list from which category. So he has written everything
Oh,
down.
so he knows who's interested in
Yeah,
what.
who is interested in what.
Do you fit in the dev tools category? Is that what
Yeah,
you-
dev
okay.
tool. We are in the dev tool category. So it was very interesting. From a community wise, from a development technology side, SF is great to be a part of. But when it comes to market understanding, you have to explore both the side, East Coast and West Coast. That's why I'm here.
Makes sense. I saw this from the other day. This is a YC guy, founder of Rourke. He was talking about the SF group chat. I was just curious. Are you in any group chats?
Can you scroll up a bit? We can see his
Oh, well.
name.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of group chats as such. Like I lose track of it, but I'm a part of very niche community like IITs, right? Uh, Maybe FC build. So yeah, that's again Foundation Capital. Then one of the community called Sigma. So few communities I'm
What
a
is
part
Sigma?
of. It's a founders community as such in SF.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And so are these generally? You found these are a good use of. Some people question should they join them or not.
Yeah, how do they help? Because I always hesitate to join any of these groups because it's like the blind leading the blind, right? Everyone's trying to make something, but nobody's made something. But the people who have made things don't want to be a part of
Right,
these groups
right.
unless there's some incentive for them to do
Right.
so, right? So how do you see those dynamics working out?
See, these groups, nobody knows each other, right? Maybe you know one person who invited you to join. But one good thing, if you have a question, for example, okay, you have some legal questions or you have some questions about, okay, how to build the advisory note. So initially I didn't know that. So what I did, I just posted in all the groups in Slack. So I got responded in different formats, right? At least one person responds. So from there, I was able to get some input and then build the advisory note around it. So these groups are good. If you're stuck at some point, you put it across a general question, then if they know, they respond to it. So it's always good to be a part of these groups, but I don't expect any close relations from it. But generally, these kind of advisors or anything, like for example, I'm asking, okay, should I go into enterprise right now? I'm at this stage. Right, then everyone will have their own opinions coming across.
How do you
If
evaluate them?
we just get the, it's an insight, right?
It's data.
It's
Right.
data. It's an insight data for us. It's about we taking a decision on it. Second, if you ask ChatGPT Cloud, it will have its own answer. Its own answer, right? So we just evaluate, merge the data, and then take a decision on it with our skill set and the current maturity of the product. So these groups are very useful in that terms to get the insights and what people are thinking.
This person says this is sort of like if you come to SF, you have no network. This is the people who are getting dinner. This becomes like your circle of trust. These type of groups.
Maybe we should make one.
Yeah.
Sure,
Have
we
like a
could.
little Slack. or
Actually, I was
something.
gonna share this one. So I'm in two groups. One is like there's a group of acquired founders in New York, which actually you should talk to for sure.
Okay.
Because that's in your market. And the other is like a Y Combinator group chat. And this person is sharing. Let's see, we can share this. Basically, they're getting a bunch of people to come to.
Okay.
Have you heard of this? The Farallon Islands.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I'm not a traveler. I
know.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get it on the screen. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is actually happening today. So if someone sees this, they can join. But yeah, I'm like, I don't understand who's who's inviting everyone. But apparently, they only go once a year to this island off of San Francisco, and it's like accompanied by scientists, and then I guess they're trying to get founders.
Right. Now a lot of interesting events are happening, right? Like dirt bikes, right?
Oh, they'll do like a dirt bike riding for founders? Or?
Yeah, only for founders.
Yeah.
I was very surprised to see that events happening. Then the redwood walks, right?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of nature stuff. For sure.
Nature
Golf
stuff.
and
Yeah,
tennis.
yeah. A lot of different. Like we think it's not for founders,
Yeah.
but they're doing for that. Swimming activities for founders.
Do you go to any of these? Or used
If
to?
I get time, if definitely yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would like to have different experience.
Yeah.
And like it's all about in a week at least. I make sure I talk to 3-4 new founders as such.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The island sounds very unique. Apparently, it's only once a year.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we feel about.
I don't like being in situations where I can't exit. Like I don't like being on boats for that reason, because I've been on boats. Sometimes they'll be playing, music that gives me a headache, and I just want to leave, and I can't. I'm stuck there.
Right, right.
So-
Should people with power be on islands anymore? Is that the
Yeah,
thing?
that's funny.
But
So when
actually, related
I was
to that,
gonna ask. Go ahead.
I found that the start basically founders before Series A go to a lot of these events, but yeah, once it's Series A or B, they all want something they can exit within an hour. So like they won't go
Right.
to hackathons, they won't go to panels, but like at dinner they might come because they can dip out.
Right, right. That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I wonder what the
But they have their own way of exploring. Like, see, they would like to be a part of. If you're Series A, what we have seen, the mindset is like they want to be part of Series A plus,
yeah, yeah.
right? Not below that.
They want people who are in the next step.
Whom they
At
can
or
get
above.
value of,
yeah.
right? If they think they can get value of, they definitely can spend more time. But if it's the other way around, they are not so into it. That's what I've seen.
Yeah.
So what are your evals for deciding which events to go to and who to continue a relationship with?
See, I'm open to talking to whomever I meet, right? I don't have that kind of mindset. But what recently I'm seeing, I like dinner events, right? Because we sit together, at least we are able to connect for 2-3 hours, right? That is interesting. Because if I just talk to you in an event for 5-10 minutes, you won't know me, I won't know you, right? It's just talking. But I've seen few people I can just instantly connect, but few people just talking to them, understanding their life. Like recently, I went for a dinner event. She has called me for another dinner event which she is conducting in her house, right, for founders. So I think she has invited only whom she was able to connect with. So it's those kind of events interest me. Breakfast. So anywhere which is a closed room of 15 to 20 people, I usually go for that.
Cool. I think our time is ending. Is there anything you wanna say before we end? And then I have one question for you as well.
Yeah, yeah. All I want to say for a pre-seed founders is that focus on the problem. Problem statement is more important than solution. And AI is a method to solve it. Don't think AI is the ultimate solution.
It's good advice.
Yeah,
My question is, sounds like what you're doing is working, and it's definitely your focus. Is there a startup problem that you've seen that you don't have time to work on that you think would be interesting to a aspiring founder?
Great question.
Yeah, I am so involved in my problem statement. I am not sure. Recently, I'm getting too much interested in the fashion side of it.
Oh, really?
Right.
This guy here is a
That's why he decided to.
Right.
Yeah,
That's why he decided to hang out.
he's a you just signed on as a
I did, yeah. I
Right,
just
right.
negotiated my contract with a modeling agency in New York.
That's
so-
cool. Awesome.
No, appreciate it.
what
Yeah.
specifically around fashion?
Oh, fashion. I feel like, see, fashion has different segment, right? Like students, working professionals, they don't put a lot of thought into the fashion side of it. So, can we democratize fashion, right? So that's what one thought process I have in my mind.
And that's for you. That's for just people you know.
Yeah, general public.
What do you mean?
Everyone's
Sorry.
dressed bad.
Sorry, are you talking about like personal styling or the industry itself?
Personal styling.
I got you, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
All right, great. Next time
All
you're
right.
on, we'll both dress up, you and me.
yeah, that's
Right.
true. That's true.
All right, thanks.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
thank you.
See you.
Thank you all.